So while I'll casually roll my cigarette, uh, let's dive a little bit into conscious relationships. Yeah, as most of you know already, I went through a breakup, and yeah, I think I processed most of the things that usually, you know, come up when you've been with someone uh, very close and that suddenly comes to an end. And yeah, it wasn't really suddenly. Uh, in hindsight, when looking back, yeah, I said this before, so I'll just add to it. From from a very early stage, I knew we are gonna walk like this. We walk alongside for a long time, for some time, and then we would split up. Because yeah, that's actually, uh, I think, the way every relationship should be. But yeah, knowing that didn't keep me from fully diving into it, and because I didn't know how long this could have been, like, until forever. That's not so long, right? But yeah, uh, there's always been cracks. There's always been difficult periods. There's always been, have always been tough moments. And in general, we got through these tough moments by talking it out, talking it through, guiding each other. I learned so much about myself on various levels. I got to know certain sides of my personality I wasn't really aware of. I knew they were there, but that's why relationships, or this is how conscious relationships can, be really, let's say, juicy. Because I no longer identified with my personality. I could just see her reflections of my personality and therefore see my personality for what it is, a personality. It's not me. No, I just could see how I was conditioned, how Jeroen was conditioned. So patterns started to show. I did a family constellation at some point, stepping out of box one the man of the house. The box I've been occupying since my dad died when I was around 3, and finally stepping into box 3, the firstborn. And here in Bali, it's funny, they have names specifically for firstborn, secondborn, and thirdborn, fourth as well. Yeah, this is a longer story, but it's not relevant. But one of the firstborn names is Vayan, so sometimes here I call myself Vayan, and yeah, they immediately know who I am, and it's it's funny, it's it's helpful, and of course, yeah, then people think they know who you are. I think that's why we have like names that don't really mean anything, because yeah, you can have some sort of idea about a name if you had like a horrible experience with your next door neighbor called Alexandra, and then at some point you meet this lovely girl and you're almost already falling in love with her, and then she says, "Yeah, my name is Alexandra." Shit. So, after the family constellation, me stepping out of the father role, the caretaker role started taking over, which comes from my mom. I mean, I never saw it as caretaking. I saw it more as this is just me, and this is how I uncovered one part of my soul blueprint. When we, well, mostly me, started looking at our relationship as being one of a twin flame. Yeah, and there's a difference between twin soul, twin flame, and twin ray. Twin flame in general is that you agreed before incarnation to work out certain things together. And yeah, when I met her, it it it, it totally felt like this is scripted. This was agreed upon. We both knew it. We both felt it. For her, she said, "Yeah, it's a little bit bad timing because I'm in the middle of some other relationships," and I told her, "I'm okay with that." And yeah, we gradually moved into with. I moved into her place, and then she moved into my place. And later on, but living together really started amplifying things. The magnifying glass. Things became very apparent. But yeah, what I see as conscious relationship is that I'm aware of not being the person. When I first got to, when I first met her, we had like a 3, 4, maybe 5 hour talk, and in the beginning we talked so much about all the things I had uncovered, and she was like taking it all in, um, absorbing it and implementing it. And of course, she had sometimes had a hard time with letting go of the personality, letting go of the identity, because she had been a hairdresser for 70 years, and that was easy to let go. Like, okay, that's not me anymore, and I never want to go back there. But she was going through a really tough burnout. So, yeah, it's part of my blueprint, which became clear to me when I dove into astrology a long time ago. The European or Western astrology, I'm a Pisces. In Chinese astrology, I am the Iron Dog, very loyal. And in general, yeah, when a dog doesn't like something, he will show his teeth, and But yeah, I'm more of a Labrador than a Chihuahua. Very easy um, to get along with. So, and another astrology, the Mayan astrology, the Tzolk'in. Yeah, there's two separate ways of calculating this. In the I don't remember if it's called long count. I carry the soul blueprint of the mirror, the white mirror, tone 1. But later on, someone did some recalculations, and they came up with this new calculation in which I am the resonant warrior. The yellow resonant warrior. Resonant is tone 7. Did you really have to put the music so freaking loud? Holy crap. Because otherwise maybe people say, I cannot hear you. So maybe I need to speak up a little. Yeah. It's probably the Matrix, you know? Yeah, he's saying something, he's saying very important things. So, yeah, let's turn up the volume a little. Yeah, it's just a lovely story. So I helped her, guided her. Ah, it's Indonesian. Yeah, you know. Yep. Because I know so much about astrology and all these things, I could, unveil, reveal some of her blueprint, and yeah, most of it she recognized. She identifies mostly with being the Sagittarius, the adventurer. And yeah, what I started to notice is, yeah, Sagittarius, they like to point their arrows and only shoot when they're sure they're gonna hit. So, yeah. In astrology, there's still the yin and yang. So, uh, yeah, each personality also has a shadow side. And I thought I knew my shadow sides. As a Pisces, I know from Pisces they're very self aware. But yeah, being self aware doesn't automatically mean you know yourself. No, we all have our blind spots, right? Yeah, one of my friends, we were, I think it was 2 days ago, we were talking, the one that is going through the divorce. And uh, yeah, we were laughing at my role as how she sees our relationship. And I said, yeah, so I'm like your blind spot mirror. Because, yeah, she uh, shares her story with me. And then I point out things like, uh, so what if you look at it like this? Or have you considered looking it from this perspective? And yeah, she clearly noticed, whoa, I can be very manipulative. My ego is, it's not disappearing. No, it's it's getting very obvious. Like, oh, oops. Yeah, I can be a total bitch. My ex-husband, he's basically my slave. But yeah, I want to liberate myself. So the main difference for me with conscious relationships is that you are both, pretty much both, aware uh, of these different levels. The personality, the ego mind, the body mind. Uh, that's one level. And then you have the soul, what I call the soul blueprint. Uh, whether you remember your previous incarnations or not, to me, the soul blueprint is always shining through. Uh, because, yeah, those are the things that are hard to change. Your personality, your traits, your personality traits, you can decide to do things differently. But yeah, shining through all of that, the blueprint, the contracts, those things are a little bit tougher to change. Like I identify or identified, I do sometimes, with being Pisces or the Iron Dog or the Warrior. And one thing, the one thing they say about the Warrior, the Yellow Warrior, is uh, the fights, the wars, the struggles he meet in the outside world are reflecting the struggles, the inner struggles, the inner fight, the inner war, the inner, yeah, acknowledging that, being part of my blueprint helped me to realize, okay, um, this is what I'm inclined to do, but it doesn't mean I have to do it because I also have free will. Yeah? Me as a sovereign being, I can choose to rewrite my blueprint. And usually I do this by honoring my blueprint. But yeah, it started around 2 years ago, where I started to find it hard to Um, how can I express this? Yeah, after the family constellation, my role in the relationship started to change. And because I changed uh, position in the relationship, no longer playing the father role, the three-year old father, the 3-year-old man of the house. I started to become more of an adult. But yeah, then the whole parent-child thing became apparent, and the caretaker. And at first, I was okay with taking care of her, but slowly a imbalance started to show. And yeah, so often she said, sometimes I feel bad about not by it being unbalanced, because I'm in this process of the burnout, but also the aftermath. Because after the burnout, when the burnout slowly, she had more energy, then her childhood trauma started showing up, and yeah, she wanted to fix this, to heal, um, but that meant, you know, uh, putting all her energy and all her attention on her own, and I was fine with it for a long time. But still, there was always this tension, um, because something I wasn't aware of back then, and I already mentioned it in a couple of my latest videos. Uh, I wasn't aware of me being obsessed and the program running. I can only be okay if you are okay. I can only be okay if everyone around me is okay. And of course, this is partly the inner child that doesn't feel safe around people who don't feel safe. So, of course, I, as an adult, had to make sure that those around me are safe. And that's not really being an adult, it's more like a parent, a caretaker, taking responsibility for the whole family. And that was not my position anymore. So I was really struggling with, you know, if I'm not the caretaker, uh, if I'm not responsible for taking care of you, this means I need to take care of me more. And yeah, it became clear that you can only take care of someone else if you're taking care of yourself in the first place. Otherwise, you're gonna. I was slowly moving into a burnout, into yeah, I was gonna say nervous breakdown, but it was not that heavy. It was more like um, I had to let go of these old stories. I felt like I needed to transform these stories, which meant taking care of me, doing things my way, doing things I love, and sometimes saying yes to me, saying yes to yourself means saying no to the other. And this is where it started, I think that's where the friction became apparent because, and she was actually really, yeah, she was working on herself, but she needed me to take care of all the other things. So I was the one cooking. I'm not a person who, cleans a lot. I just, in general, keep things clean. Uh, After making dinner, doing the dishes straight away. But I felt like, yeah, listen, I'm the one cooking, and in our household, it was normal that my mom cooked, and yeah, one of the guys, me, my brother, or my stepdad, did the dishes, and yeah, pretty much almost it was my stepdad doing the dishes. So my brother and me, we could just be children, even though we were already almost adolescent. The caretaker role. But yeah, she didn't do the dishes. I did the dishes. She did her own laundry. That was nice. And then once in a while, we did like a big cleanup of the house. And that was nice because we did it together. Man, I'm swaying. Yeah, how do you tell almost 6 years in 20 minutes? What? 30 almost. Yeah. The thing is, what I noticed mostly in our conscious relationship was that in general I was the one a little bit more conscious than her. Uh, she's 15 years younger, almost 16, and I was fine with that uh, for a long time. She sometimes had these episodes when, yeah, something didn't go the way she wanted to or she needed to, and then throwing these tantrums, uh, locking herself in the room, giving me the silent treatment, sometimes hurting me on purpose, knowing that she was hurting me, but yeah, because she was practicing with the observer mode, she was also aware of, yeah, she slowly became aware of what her person was doing. And yeah, sometimes she couldn't help herself. So yeah, in general, I was the one trying to make it right again, and this became the codependency. This became one of the codependencies. She not really, the way I look at it now, not really. She didn't really learn to set clear boundaries. So she started practicing with setting clear boundaries while overstepping my boundaries again and again and again. So, yeah, I saw the growth and the progress she was making when she was learning to set boundaries. So, I started experimenting as well. Okay, but yeah, me setting boundaries, that changed a lot in the dynamic. Yeah, looking back at it all now, it's more to say. So soon, right? But looking back at it all now, I'm so grateful for the 6 years we had. Uh, I left my ass off. We had so much fun. She is the reason I'm right here in Bali. Uh, yeah, I'm really grateful for uh, you know walking along with her for all this time. And now it looks like she's gone. And because I'm not sure if we ever gonna meet again, I just accepted that she's gone now. And yeah, whatever will be, right? Yeah, one thing I want to add is that at some point I really missed the old version of her. But yeah, because she was changing and I was changing. This is what so often happen in normal relationships. You see the other one changing and you want to uh, stick with the old version. You prefer the old version. But if you allow each other to grow, then I actually liked how she was changing. All right, this is a good topic for another video, perhaps one day. So this video sits in a collection called While Shift Happens, and slowly moving to Once Shift Happened. I feel this video sits in between. You can find both collections when you go to my channel and click on playlists. There's a lot more goodies there. But yeah, I just collected them in playlists to make a distinction between one kind of video and the other kind of video. Okay, man. More to come. Ciao.